Hey everyone, Teresa here. It's 2022, yay. I'm hoping 22 goes better because ours started off with a very, just a miserable way to start the year, but onwards and upwards. We are having a meatless meal tonight. We're having a vegetarian shepherd's pie, so let's get started. Here I've got 2 cups of brown lentils. I've just picked them over to make sure there's nothing funky in them, and I just threw in a bunch of water. Did not measure because I'll drain some of it out, but I've got the dried lentils here. It's way cheaper than buying a can of lentils, and honestly it doesn't take that long to cook them off, so we'll do that. I'm going to be trying out our shepherd's pie mix. I'll be dumping in a bit of water that will help flavor it up, and I'll put in some carrots and peas, and then we'll top it off with good old-fashioned mashed potatoes, maybe some cheese to placate the kiddo, and we'll just call it a day. So as per most shepherd's pie, I've got potatoes here. You can totally make it with sweet potato. That's what I was originally going to do it, but I didn't want to muck with the recipe too much because, you know, on the off chance my kid might actually eat. You can also make it with mashed cauliflower, which is actually really nice. If you do that with ground protein like beef, chicken, turkey, or Beyond Beef, then you can make it almost into like a low carb dish, which is great for those who need to watch their carbohydrate intake. But I'm a plain old fashioned and boil my potatoes kind of person for the mashed potatoes. I know I've grown up doing the microwave, but I find the texture just isn't the same. So we're going to boil these suckers. Alright, so lentils are at a boil. I'm not adding any salt because I find lentils do have some natural sodium in them. Made that mistake once, never again. You can totally add some of the other flavorings if you want. The herb and garlic's really nice in it. But I'm going to be putting some of that in my taters once those bad boys come up to the boil. Yeah, I'm making a huge batch of potatoes because who doesn't like mashed potatoes? And honestly, refried mashed potatoes the next morning with a nice runny egg on top. So that'll take, 15 minutes or so. So apparently I don't have any frozen corn. I forgot to use it. So we're just going to do carrots and peas. You can totally use a bag of frozen veggie mix. The world is your oyster when it comes to this. Just put some vegetables in it. Pretty please. And when I think these guys are almost done, I'm going to pop those in for the last few seconds just to warm up. And then we'll be almost ready to go. Alrighty, my beautiful lentils are cooked. Now I'm going to drain them and pop them back in the pot with the vegetables and the sauce mix. Alright, this is the sauce plus the dry mix plus about a cup and a quarter of liquid. Cool. Oops, did not do this well. One sec. Alright, let's check our taters with the Lazy Person's potato poker. And those are done. Sweet. Alright. Now, if you're super thrifty, you can totally save your potato water to make like soup and stuff, but yeah, not today. So, mashed potato tip. Put them back in the pot and let them dry out a bit. Roughen up a bit. Let them like dry out, and then they will be so silky smooth. Mash away. And do this until they're all done. You know the drill. So you can just see how nice and dry these are. I'm telling you, drying them out in the pot makes the world a difference here. So I'm going to sprinkle in a little bit of herb and garlic, because why not? And I'm actually out of unflavored, non-dairy or otherwise. I'm not really keen on putting vanilla flavored almond milk in my mashed potatoes. So we will just make do with a bunch of extra margarine. So I was an airhead. I should have kept some of that potato water because I ended up adding in at least almost a cup's worth of water back into the potatoes. But as you can see, they look pretty nice and creamy. So, super excited, stoked. Wow, I just made a new word. There's my filling. there's my casserole dish. I'll just pop everything together and then throw it in the oven because I grew up with having a crispy topped shepherd's pie, which is my favorite way of doing it. Alrighty, quality check time. Buttery, garlicky goodness. So as you can see, stuff stuck to the bottom. Word of the wise, don't ever try and scrape that off if you're trying to get it back in the pan, because then all you'll taste is nasty burnt stuff. Just throw some water in here and pop back on the stove and everything will lift off. So I forgot that like 2 cups of lentils makes a lot of freaking cooked lentils, so I've decided to split it out from one pan into the 2. I may just leave it as this and freeze it like this, because it's silicone, or I may just throw some mashed potatoes on it, pop it in the freezer, and call it a day for those days when, you know, mommy's done cooking, or daddy, or whoever, and I don't really feel like making dinner. Alrighty, there you go. I'm gonna pop this in the oven. Oh, I need 2 hands for this. Anywho, I got it at 400. I just want the top to get crispy. My mom grew up we put cheese on it, but since I'm trying to be dairy free, we'll stick with no cheese.